Hey guys, so today we're gonna take a look at the best weapons for the sniper class in Battlefield 5, or a recon, however DICE called it. I really do apologize for the big break between the previous best weapons for the assault video and the other ones which will be coming this week, but because of DICE changing TTK and because of the whole meta of the game actually changing after they did so, I wasn't sure if I should put out videos in that new TTK or wait for them to revert it to the old one, and now seeing they reverted it, I can finally make a video about best weapons. So let's get to it. When talking about the recon class weapon arsenal in Battlefield 5, we can divide weapons into two groups. Self-loading rifles, which are semi-automatic, and bolt action rifles, which require you to reload after every single shot. Alright. So let's start with the best ones in the self-loading category. We got the Model 8, perfect weapon for an aggressive playstyle. 5 bullets in the magazine, 180 rate of fire, and great damage. You're gonna two-shot kill opponents into the chest across the whole map. And while the same or a very similar damage output applies to all of the self-loading rifles for the recon class, the Model 8 is the easiest one to control out of all of them. I don't necessarily want to go into comparing Model 8's recoil numbers to other self-loading rifles because I know majority of the people who click on the video just want to learn what are the best weapons and what are the best specializations for those, so we're not gonna go into numbers, but essentially Model 8 is incredibly easy to control. All you have is pretty much the vertical recoil, which can be countered by dragging either your mouse or a controller down. It's essentially a whole philosophy of using the Model 8. You take a shot, you drag your mouse down, you take another one, and the enemy is out. They're back in deployment. That's it. That's literally it. And when it comes to the best specializations for the weapon, I find the ones you see on the screen right now to be the most effective. I don't really want to go through all of them explaining every single option because they're similar across many rifles and it's simply boring and repetitive, but you can just pause the video, set the exact same specializations in your game and just come back to watching, I guess. And that would be it for the best self-loading rifles. Yes, I know, only one, but then again, all of them are very similar to one another and, as I've already mentioned, all of them are super effective, so it's not like Model 8 is the only weapon you're supposed to use. No, all of them are super good and Model 8 is just slightly better. Plus, it's the second weapon you unlock in the game. So now we are left with the bolt action rifles, and there's a couple of different choices here, depending on the range of engagement, whether you're playing aggressively or if you're playing a little bit more defensively and you're staying on longer distances between you and the enemy, so yeah. Basically, if you want to play aggressively for the short distance or you're on the map which doesn't really require you to take long range shots, I recommend Lee Enfield, the default sniper rifle. It's very effective for the short engagements. It's got the highest rate of fire out of all of the bolt action rifles in Battlefield 5, and on top of that, it's actually a default sniper rifle, which means you're gonna get it from day one. You log into the game, you got the game for Christmas, you just bought it on the sale, you log into the game, and you have your Lee Enfield. 84 rounds per minute rate of fire, 10 bullets in the magazine, which makes it the biggest magazine across all sniper rifles, even the self-loading ones. Pretty much the only downside of the weapon is its low damage, but then again, if you're using a bolt action rifle, you have to go for the headshots, and if you go for the headshot, you're always gonna get a one-shot kill, no matter the range. Do remember though that the Lee Enfield is designed for the short to medium range engagements and therefore the bullet drop is quite bad on the weapon. It's not designed for longer distances. If you want to snipe on longer ones, we're gonna get to it in a second. But when it comes to the best specializations for the Enfield, here those are. I think it's pretty much the only way to go about it, in my not so humble opinion with the Enfield. But yeah, pro tip, don't buy the fourth specialization. It's just a waste of company coins. I bought mine because I didn't know that they are limited or difficult to obtain, right? On to the next one. If you want to extend your range of engagements a little bit, I recommend you go for the Crack. It's got 5 bullets in the magazine, combined with 62 rounds per minute rate of fire. Now, you might ask, why not go for the Gewehr 95? Because those two weapons are pretty much very similar to one another, and the Gewehr 95 has a higher damage if you hit your opponents into the body instead of the head, so why not go for the Gewehr? Well, it's really a personal choice here. I prefer to go for the crank, because once you aim down the sights, the blur on the scope will actually go away faster than on the Gewehr. And even though the Gewehr 95 has a higher body shot damage, still, you're not gonna kill enemies in one shot if they are at 100 HP, and also, if you're shooting enemies on longer distances, you always go for the headshots. Don't go for the body shots, it's not worth it, it's too much hassle. Just wait for them to stand in one place or run in the straight line and take the shot into the head. When it comes to the specializations I'm using on my crack, here those are. You can stop the video, copy them into your game. Again, buying the 4th specialization is just a waste of company coins, so unless you really want a bipod, which I don't recommend because those are completely broken in Battlefield 5, or a bayonet charge, which, in my not so humble opinion, isn't worth 6 or 750 company coins either, if I'm correct. I don't know, I don't have the numbers in front of me. They're not worth it. Don't buy those unless you really want them. And then we have the last best sniper rifle in Battlefield 5, which, I'll admit, is my favorite, the Kar98. Oh my god, this rifle, I just love it. It's perfect for the long-range sniping. The bullet drop on this thing, you don't have to care about it. Or, well, of course, you have to pay attention to it, but if you compare it to other rifles such as Lee Enfield, it's a night and day difference. Or day and night. I don't know English, but you guys get the point. It's a huge difference, and sniping on longer distances with this gun, it is so satisfying. It has a standard 5 bullets in the magazine and also 55 rounds per minute rate of fire. Yes, I know, it's incredibly low if we compare it to the previous rifles, but then again, this one is specifically designed for taking those long shots. When it comes to the specializations I'm using for the gun, that's pretty much it. Again, don't buy the 1st specialization unless you really want it. Again, waste of company coins. They should label it on the specializations, like, some of them should be labeled waste of coins, never buy, like, why would you? I prefer to go for the quicker reload rather than the lower bullet drop, because, to be honest, bullet drop is very manageable. It is really easy to control it and learn it, and when it comes to the rate of fire, you can't really compensate for it. You're gonna be slower if you don't increase it, so I just prefer to reload my gun faster. And to be fair, the Kar98 is really slow, so it's always better to boost it a little bit. And those would be the best bolt action rifles for the sniper to use in 2019. Or, well, at the start of 2019, because we're getting an update in January. But I hope they're not gonna change anything. Before you click off the video, I just want to say this. Sniping in Battlefield 5, especially with the bolt action rifles, because the self-loading rifles are very easy to use and there is no philosophy behind them. You just two-tap enemies into the chest and yeah, they're back in deployment. But when it comes to the bolt action rifles, they're quite difficult to use if you compare them to other rifles in the game, or other weapon categories in the game actually. They're nowhere near as strong as they used to be in Battlefield 1, and also, I'm not saying that sniping is difficult in Battlefield 5, I'm just saying that other weapon categories, such as assault weapons and their self-loading rifles, are much easier to use effectively. Sniper is no longer the go-to class if you want to dominate on the battlefield. I'd say assault is. And speaking of the assault, I've already created a video talking about the best assault weapons in Battlefield 5, so if you just got the game, or you played for a while but you're still not sure what are the best guns to play with, I've created a video explaining all of it and you can see the link to it on the screen right now. In case you're watching this video a couple days after I publish it, there's going to be a link into the playlist where all of the best weapons videos will be listed, so you can pick the class you want. Best support weapons are coming on Friday, so stay tuned for that, and as always, if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and I see you on the battlefield!